guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. But I'd like to take a real quick second to ask you to hit that thumbs up button. It goes a long way towards helping me out, and I'd really appreciate it. And now, thanks to the folks at Playmates Toys, on today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the new Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Ninja Superstars of Donatello as the Undertaker. A Walmart exclusive. This is an absolute terrific collaboration between WWE and Ninja Turtles. For the package, you got a really cool open window that fully showcases the figure as well as all of his accessories, as well as on the bottom you can see the WWE logo as well as the Undertaker. Then when you come to the back of the package, you can see the other figures that are currently available in this line, including Leonardo as John Cena, Raphael as Sting, and Michelangelo as the Macho Man, Randy Savage. And then at the top you have a little bit of a read-up that says who will be crowned the next heavyweight champion of the sewers. Join the Turtles as they gear up as iconic WWE superstars to battle it out in their own Sewer Slam tournament in the dojo. A really cool mashup of two absolutely loved franchises. But for the packaging on this, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. Alright guys, so here we have Donatello as the Undertaker open up and out of his packaging. And I'm actually really very impressed with this figure and very happy that Playmates decided to send this to me. Unfortunately, they weren't able to send all four of them, but this is the one that I was really wanting to get. Number one, because I'm a huge Donatello fan. Number two, I really like the Undertaker. So the combination of the two really made me want this one. And I think he turned out great. Now, taking a look at his accessories, he comes with a shovel, which works pretty good because, you know, an Undertaker is going to need to dig a grave. You got a nice molded gray part of plastic here and here, but you can also see some nice brown paint for the handle and centerpiece right here, which does look really very cool. Down here you have a little bit of sticker that says Ninja Power, and then it looks like there's like slime on it. You also do get his little sickle, which is nice. Again, you got a nice brown paint down here, and then the top section here is just molded in this gray plastic. It would have been nice, you know, if they put some extra, you know, maybe white detail up here for the little wraps around it, but overall not too bad. And it works nicely for, obviously, Donatello, whose weapon is a bow staff. This is definitely a nice compromise between the two. Now, he also does come with a World Heavyweight belt. It's a rubber plastic, which is nice. You can see you got some kind of buttons and things down here. You can bring this around and you can very carefully just kind of wedge these in there and get that to actually collapse in on each other, just kind of locking it in place. It's a bit of a pain in the butt to do, so just kind of wedging it in there, you can do it. But one thing that's a little bit unfortunate is that the detail right here is just a sticker. Good detail on it. You can see World Heavyweight Wrestling Champion, blah, 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 and then down here it says Undertaker. You got all the different designs and everything, but like I said, unfortunately it's just a sticker, which I really wish that it was a full, you know, plastic piece like a lot of the WWE figures that come with belts actually do have. It's done out of very hard, sturdy plastic that I would have preferred this have, but it's okay for what it is. It's a little bit difficult to get it around his waist. I mean, you can kind of do it, well, you drop it. I mean, if you put this down here, you can kind of wrap that around and then get that little snap section in there, so you can do it. You can also kind of put it underneath his trench coat sort of thing. You can just lift this up and kind of wedge it under there. But for his accessories, that's everything. But figure wise, I'm really impressed with how this turned out. The look on it is really nice. The paint detail is pretty good. A lot of actual turtle figures do get a lot of that extra detail, so it's nice to see that they did it with the under Donnie, I guess. But one thing that really absolutely surprised me is just how big this is. I really wasn't expecting it. This is the battle shell turtle for Donatello, but roughly the same size as all of them. I mean, that's a huge size difference. I mean, these definitely don't scale if you want to put them with your other Ninja Turtle figures, but I'm just blown away by how big this is. But as I said, detail-wise, it looks really very good. You can see that he's got some black paint down here in the actual hair area. I love how they actually have his bandana kind of in there as well as you know, on the actual face. And then he's got like this little evil goatee because, you know, whenever you have a goatee, it makes you evil. That's just the way it is. But a really nice hat here. Unfortunately, it's not removable. That doesn't bother me that much. I think it's a, you know, more appropriate look for him walking down to the ring. But great detail for his actual ring attire down here. You can see that he does have his strap that normally you would have the bow staff kind of attached to, so I like how they have that on there as well. He does still retain his elbow pads as well as his knee pads, which work because wrestlers have that as well. But I like the gloves. I almost kind of wish that they were full black though, just because the Undertaker usually wore like all black gloves, and I mean sometimes he wore them with the finger showing, but I just kind of prefer that all black look. You can see, like I said, he does have his little trench coat. I don't know, the head pops off. It's just a ball joint. So I would imagine this, I don't know if this is actually permanently attached. It might be, I can't really tell if it's permanently attached to his back shell, but lifting this up, you can see that his shell is just painted black. I don't know if that's just part of the actual, and actually I'm looking here on the side, and it is attached on the side, so I don't think you can't remove his trench coat here, which is kind of a shame, because that would have been cool to be able to get a, like in-ring sort of look to it. I also like how it's kind of sculpted here, where you have his belt that kind of goes around, and then you can see how it continues on here with the back section. That's kind of cool. I do dig that. And then you can see that he's got the black down here for the pants. You got the nice brown section for his knee pads. I like how they got the space in between the knee pads and the boot painted green, obviously. And then you got very large feet, very good wide feet that allow him to stand very nicely. But really very nice detail throughout the entire thing. Paint-wise, the applications are done nicely. There's a couple sloppy spots on it, but all in all, really very, very happy with how this turned out. First articulation, like you could see, the head is on a ball joint, but the hair does limit some of it, so you can get it kind of pivoting up and down. That's kind of cool, as you can kind of recreate that, he's looking down kind of look, and you don't see his eyes. That's kind of neat. But you can rotate it fairly decently. The hair just kind of goes over the shoulder right here, which works very well. So you don't get too much restriction in the head articulation. The shoulders here are on these pin hinge joints, so you can hinge them in and out, and you can also rotate them, but because of the sculpt of the actual trench coat itself, when you try rotating it around, it gets a little bit limited, and as you can see, he can't really put his arms above his head kind of in a straight motion. You can't kind of bend the elbow here and get him like, I'm flying on you, you could do that, but that's unfortunately about it. So you do get some restriction here with the top part of the jacket. He does, no, I thought he had a bicep swivel, but he doesn't. He does rotate here at the elbow, and then also does hinge forward and back. He also does have a cut right here, right above his elbow, so you get a nice range of motion there. Come down here to the waist. Does he rotate at the waist? I don't think he does. I don't think there's an actual cut there. So he doesn't rotate here at the waist. The hips here on the pin hinge joints as well, which I don't like really for hips, because it means you can move it forward and back, and then to move it in and out, you have to rotate the leg and get it to move in and out. I've never been a fan of that on any action figure. I don't like it very much. I think a ball joint would work a lot better or something there. Then his knees can hinge forward and back, and then they can also rotate. But as you can see, like the joint here, keeping this straight, the joint here for the knee kind of goes on an angle a little bit from the actual knee. So you're kind of left with the legs being the feet kind of pivoted outwards a little bit. It's not too bad or anything, but you can see that when it's straight, you got the foot that kind of goes off on an angle. It's not bad. It gives a wider stance for him, but it is just worth pointing out, I guess. But in general, like I said, really very, very happy with how this figure turned out. The size really does impress me. I do wish that if they're gonna make figures this big, they would obviously want to do them for the turtles. I don't think we would ever really get them for like bad guys that need to be bigger sizes. But I would absolutely love it if they would make larger size bad guys. Can you imagine having Donnie like this and then having like Leatherhead be a bigger size like that? That would be awesome. I would love that. But, it is what it is. But all in all, I really love these. As I said, I was really excited about the Donatello as the Undertaker. That's the figure that I wanted. I'm very grateful that Playmates sent this one to me. I know a lot of people are looking forward to Michelangelo as the Macho Man Randy Savage. I think that Leonardo as John Cena will be a popular one as well. And Raphael being Sting also kind of appeals to some people. So I think they got some really good wrestling superstars to match up with the Ninja Turtles. And I just love this kind of crossover thing. Ninja Turtles throughout history have kind of done that crossover thing, and I love the fact that they're kind of doing it in an official capacity with WWE. Two really great, strong franchises that, honestly, I think work great together. So as I said, these figures are exclusive and should be available now at your local Walmart stores. So if you're looking for them, good luck and happy hunting. Again, I want to send a very special thanks to the folks at Playmates for helping to make this review possible. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been Optibotimus. Don't forget that if you like this video, to please hit that thumbs up button. It goes a long way towards helping me out, and I'd really appreciate it. Also, be sure to subscribe in case you haven't already subscribed. That way you get instant email notifications whenever I upload a new video, and you never miss out on a future review of mine. Or if you're already subscribed, be sure to click on that little bell on my homepage, and double check your settings to make sure that they're set so that you get those email notifications. And as always, until next time, be excellent to each other.